WASD to move, space to jump, right mouse button to toggle flashlight, left mouse button interact, escape toggle menu. Welcome to the Moon Sliver, a horror game where you have to fight slivers from Magic the Gathering. Conserve your recharge it at power outlets, explore freely, piece the story together. When night falls, enter the mountain. Yesterday, 4 people lived on this island, now only 1 remains. Head to the mountain when night falls. The night was cold, wild and cold. The monstrous tracks leading from the hatch were brand new, but the wind quickly erased them. I guess there's a monster that comes in from the hatch. I'm saying that she knows more than she's telling us, says Ellie. What is your problem with Issa? Daniel said, putting his book down. He was annoyed at being interrupted here. My problem is that she's a liar, said Ellie angrily, fiddling with the knobs on the machine as she paced around. And then I have to keep explaining this to you over and over again. You don't know her like I do. Exactly. You're not an impartial judge, he said. She keeps the chapel locked and she's the only one with a key, said Ellie, leaning on the barrels and folding her arms. So you're saying she took it, he said. Interesting. A strange, acidic smell emanated from the pipe. Issa kept a smile on her face, although she did not feel like smiling. She sat down beside the flashlight. What about Ellie? Has Ellie mentioned anything to you? She said. She didn't take it either, he said. Nor did I, and nor did Abel, she said. And yet, it's gone. Daniel, you're the last one I gave the key to, said Issa. Daniel stared at the mysterious control panels. He didn't meet her eyes. He never met anyone's eyes. I didn't take it, he said. Why would I take it? I'm the one that told you it was missing. The rusted junk casted shadows on the opposite wall. How do you know Abel didn't take it? He said. Because I trust him, she said. He's a dismal man, but he would never hurt any of us. Do you trust Ellie? Daniel didn't answer immediately. I trust all of you, he said, because that's how we have to live. So Issa took believes Ellie took something, but we don't quite know what it was. A key, maybe? The mysterious liquid had drained from the tank and into the water long ago. I can't go into the water. Oh, shit. I didn't realize that there were power cables over there. This suggests... So the cables are gone, but this kind of suggests that... something may have flooded the area. I guess let's follow the Now, they said we can explore freely. I wonder if that means that if when we go to the mountain it becomes night, or night will fall and we only have so much time. Issa could not talk to Abel without her feelings about her feelings because Abel was overburdened with his own. So she often sat at her desk and wrote. She did not know who would have ever read her papers, but there was something profound about preserving thoughts so that they would live long after there was nobody around to read them. I remember when the moon still shined, when each night was bathed in warm silver, and the shadows were mysterious and friendly, and the island was a place of joy. That was many years ago. Since it disappeared, this place has become cold and stark, plagued by an inexhaustible sense of loss and despondency. Daniel and Ellie are young. They do not feel it. They don't remember what the world used to be like, but Abel and I do. And we are both filled with longing for intangible joys that it can no longer provide, for friends that do not exist, for feelings that cannot be reasonably felt. Sorry, every time the fire crackles, my mind immediately jumps to it because that's just how my brain works. Misophonia is a hell of a drug. The fact that I'm doing this well is more surprising to me. When I was younger, I smiled because I felt like smiling. Now, that smile is a disguise. Ooh, okay. That's such a good line, though. She took the knife from the shelf. The blade was dull and rusty, but it was still pointed. She was not smiling. Oh. Okay. Yeah, like there. Okay. I grabbed something. Let's go to the other. Let's save this house for last because it also has smoke on it. Daniel took down the dead flashlight and replaced it with a fully charged one, listening to Abel talk and thinking unrelated thoughts. He preferred the sharp illumination of flashlights to the dimness of flame. Abel often visited Daniel. He loved to talk, and Daniel loved to listen. Issa and I were out for a walk, said Abel as he entered. I thought I'd stop by before you got caught up in a book. Daniel put his book down. Hello. His expression confused Abel. I've been thinking about life, said Abel, sitting down, and death, and uncertainty. Daniel stared at the pile of wood. He hadn't burned wood for months. Let's talk about Ellie instead. Abel was silent for a moment. What about Ellie? He said. Daniel didn't need to answer. Abel swallowed. All right, let's talk about Ellie. Who am I in this story? I thought I was Issa for a bit. My guess is that's going to be Ellie's, and this is Abel's. Interesting. There is an evil man on this island, and I know him well. We played together as youths. We have cried together. We have eaten together. We have loved the same woman, betrayed the same women. He is my constant companion and my worst enemy. He puppets my arms, legs, and mouth to his own selfish end, and secretly hurts everyone I love as I watch, helpless, with their unshed, unfelt blood on my hands. He gifts my flesh with indescribable pleasures, and blights my soul with unutterable despair. His name is Sin, and we are irrevocably bound together. Surely there exists no hell worse than this. Oh, right, they don't go away. It's locked. Abel read to escape. Daniel read to feed his lofty, strange thoughts. Issa read to pass the time. But Ellie, as far as Abel knew, she hadn't opened a book in years. What did she do all day? He didn't know. Sometimes he worried about her. He worried about all of them. Were they as melancholy as he was? So this is... Okay, so I was right. This is Abel's place. I do like how the primary pastime in this game for these people who are trapped here is reading. Like, I don't know where they got all the books. I just appreciate that there are so many, and this is what they do all day. What childlike emptiness I feel to find the most peaceful solace in fantasy. To find in masquerades a truth more vivid than reality. What sort of twisted villains were the ancient writers to taunt us with unreachable worlds more beautiful than our own? We have enough stored food to live long lives. When our wood runs out, we will be cold, but only so cold as to be uncomfortable. The water is rising, but it will be many years before it reaches our homes. Technically, we survive, but to what end? This island is all the world we know, and it is nothing but the broken pieces of a fairy tale. I was right. The water is rising. Okay. I can't tell if it's getting darker or if my eyes are just adjusting to light. What were you and Abel doing at his house yesterday while I was climbing the mountain? He answered, casually flipping through the book on her table. It's covered in dust. Oh. Ellie was laying on the bed. Daniel came in. She scowled at him suspiciously and beautifully. What were you and Issa doing in the old power building? And what were you talking about? Oh, interesting. Both of them feel like they're accusing the other of sex. And I'm all for the drama. She glared at him. I'm going to get wood, she spat. Did you think I was too stupid to know? He said. I'm going to get wood. Oh, okay. That answers my question. Come back when night falls. Oh, it's not night yet. So if we go up here... Oh, it's a power outlet. Neat. I thought I picked up keys. It would never open. Okay. Interesting. Oh, here's the key. He watched Ellie put her clothes back on. Oh, this was a secret, and that's why it was locked. Wow. Wow, I really accidentally found all of this information in the most dramatic way I could. Imagine if I did walk into Ellie's house. Imagine if I did walk into her house second, like I wanted. He watched Ellie put her clothes back on, his eyes unfocused, not really seeing her. She didn't say anything. Her lips were pursed in that eternal, ignorant scowl. He got up from the bed and opened his box. He used to believe that one day he could plant the last few seeds and they would be able to grow food again. But now he knew that the ground was poison. Issa had given the seeds to him for safekeeping. Issa loved him. Issa trusted him. His eyes filled with tears, but he didn't let Ellie see. "I'm supposed to meet Issa for a walk," he said. She didn't answer. She just left. I wanted to comment earlier that it does feel like there's a Daniel and Ellie pairing, and then an Issa and Abel pairing. And I'm so glad that I was right on the mark. I'm just mad I didn't say it. Oh, wait. Ellie used this Ellie used this fucking to steal something that Issa had given Abel. Right? Like we lost something. Issa lost something. She had given it to Abel, she had given it to Abel, and then is accusing Ellie of taking it. Back when night falls. Okay. Alright, I don't know what to do about that. I looked through those. They reached the ruins and strolled leisurely through them toward the shoreline. Issa could remember when the old buildings still stood there, filled with families. "I'm sorry," he said, and he cried, because he often cried during these talks. "For what?" she said. "For a lot of things." Daniel was still thinking about his talk with Abel the day before, as he absent-mindedly picked the book up. Something caught his eye, or rather, the lack of something. The Moon Sliver was gone. The Word of Hector 1. The Word of Hector the First? The Moon Sliver was written by the pure spring rain, upon pages of dried leaves, and found by noble Hector. The moon spoke to Hector, saying, "Take this, the Moon Sliver, and make for it a place in the Chapel of Infinite Light, for it is a holy document. Man cannot read it, but its every letter is known to the demons of the night, and greatly feared. Know that it will protect you, even should my light cease to bathe the night in holy silver. Give it a place of honor, and treat it as a prized possession, for it is your weapon against evil." And so Hector took the Moon Sliver and placed it in the Chapel of Infinite Light upon a silver pedestal. I keep wanting to say sliver instead of silver and silver instead of sliver. How dare you? And the night was warm with light, and the day was bright with warmth. Oh. Oh. The Moon Sliver was gone, and you're like, oh, okay. That's super relevant to the game title. Then you read this, and this pops back in. The Moon Sliver was gone, and you realize, oh. Oh. The fucking moon went out, if you remember. There was a comment earlier in one of the buildings. The moon lost its light. Like, they no longer have the moon at night. And now this, their holy relic, is gone. He stared at the empty dais for some time, struggling to comprehend this simple, shocking fact. Had someone moved it? Issa, perhaps? She was the only one with a key to the Chapel of Infinite Light, but Ellie or Abel could have borrowed it from her, as he had done, or taken it. Regardless, he had to tell the others. Word of Hector 2. The woodland teeth, the monster of the forest, was more tenacious than the other demons. It hated the people of Hector, and desired to take the island away from them, and it lurked in dark corners and unseen passageways, scheming horrific schemes. It came to pass that Ursula was taken, stalked by the woodland teeth in the dark underground, attacked and dragged down to hell. Then the moon came to Hector in a dream and said, "Hector, the time has come. Your great enemy has arrived. You would all do well to tremble, for his power is great and his depravity is unspeakable. Go, take the moon sliver from its pedestal and do battle." And so Hector went to the Chapel of Infinite Light and retrieved the moon sliver and went into the tunnels. Okay. So it sounds like he had to have won, right? Otherwise, this wouldn't be a problem, would it? That the moon sliver is currently missing? Because we don't have a Hector in the lineup. Oh, where's the door? I got... Oh. I guess it's nighttime. But, right, like, he had to have defeated the creature. The night was wild and cold. Unless there was another monster. It's weird that something called the woodland teeth would be here. Come back when night falls. Okay, great. I feel like I missed life, he said. Like it whizzed right by while I wasn't looking. And I'm watching it disappear into the horizon. Stuck in this prison. Oh, come on, she said. Look out at the water. Isn't it beautiful? It's lonely, he said. Lonely and infinite. Oh, this is more of their conversation. These conversations were not new. Long ago, Issa had learned to love Abel, despite, and for, his despondency. She hugged him as the wind tossed her long gray hair around. There we go. Neat. Oh no, Ellie is accusing Issa of taking it. Okay. Okay. I misunderstood. Let's backtrack, because the story deserves it. So, Ellie is accusing Issa of taking the moon sliver. And Issa is accusing Daniel of taking it because Daniel had the key last. Okay. It's a slight misread on my end, but that was my fault. I apologize. This place was a forest once. Isa could remember the glorious living trees, barely. These skeletons were all that remained. A damp tangle of trees and foliage, free to run wild and unkempt. I do like that time passes as you look through things, but in the sense of I think I'm not allowed to finish the game until I looked at everything. And over here is where I started, right? Okay, yeah. Daniel was a quiet man who spent his life lost in the books of old, or lost in his own thoughts. He wondered where the barrels had come from, and who had put them there. Isa was the oldest, and if not the wisest, certainly the most learned. She remembered when Josiah still lived, and she would sit on this crate and listen to his stories. Those memories, like so many others, were bittersweet. I missed all of this because I missed all of this because I had just assumed, okay, the one thing I can fault this game for is how occasionally the text flashing like this is obtrusive. And I was reading all of this and just assuming this was like the tutorial walking to the door. I didn't think to look at all of this. I'm glad I came back to, though. And we finally get actual character introductions. Ellie was a sullen and beautiful girl, the youngest of all of them, with a mind unfit for lofty thoughts. She had once in here to see if there was any old firewood. Otherwise, she stayed in her cluttered house, where it was warm and familiar. Abel loved Isa, and he loved Daniel and Ellie. But when his mind wasn't turned toward their well-being, it was filled with thoughts of bleak hopelessness. Sometimes he would rifle through the barrel. The promise of undiscovered trinkets raised his spirits, if only temporarily. Yesterday, 4 people lived here. Now there's only 1. I wonder if now it's everything, or if I have to open up one of those hatches. Yeah. Daniel sat with Ellie under the tree, his arms around her. "Do you remember when we used to climb that tower over there?" he said. "I wonder how long before the whole island is underwater." Isa didn't know what the object was, but she remembered her father tinkering with it in his workshop when she was a girl. The workshop and the adjoining home were now far underwater. She was not a young woman, but even now, seeing it brought her comfort. Abel came in. "How do I get into storage?" he asked. She shut and locked the box. "I've told you before," she said. "I forgot," he said. "I don't go down there often." Press the first three until they click. Leave the 4th alone," she said. Oh, okay. I feel like I've tried that, though. Or maybe I haven't. I'm kind of dumb. Press the first 3 until they click. Oh, okay. Ellie was uneasy. The darkness had never felt this menacing before. It seemed alive, watchful. Oh, we're Ellie? The code was long forgotten. Nobody had been below in years. Okay, we're not gonna try that. We're gonna head back up and recharge the flashlight. It sounds like there are supposed to be people. Hmm. So I think we're Ellie right now then. Ellie? Daniel's voice echoed around the tunnels. Silence. No? She couldn't explain the feeling. It was as though something was lurking around every corner, staying out of sight, staying ahead of her. Daniel heard Daniel heard soft scratching footsteps behind him. He turned and shined his flashlight around the tunnel. Nothing. He called again. Ellie. Still no answer, but he heard footsteps again. Hey, if you guys happen to see anything like ducked behind a corner, could you timestamp it for me? Thanks. She felt its breath before she felt its claws, and then she was gone. Oh. Hmm. So there is something down here. Neat. Oh, another person. He didn't even have time to cry out at the shadow silhouetted in his flashlight beam, lunging toward him. I went that way that time. Came from there. Let's go this way. That looks like a dead end. Tables, 3 of them. She'd never felt like this before. She knew these tunnels well. She had been down here hundreds of times. Yet she was lost. Lost, confused, and afraid. Interesting. So did I take a wrong turn then? I don't think there were more choices necessarily further back. I guess let's go down that way again. And I'll tell you if I'm wrong. Okay, I was wrong. This is... Both paths lead to a dead end, so I have to go further back this way. Return to the mountain. Issa couldn't remember the last time she had been under the mountain. There was no reason to come here, but she had looked everywhere else. She clutched the old knife in her right hand. Yesterday, the Moon Sliver went missing. Today, Ellie, Daniel, and Abel were all nowhere to be found. She knew the word of Hector by heart. The sinister implications were not lost on her. Oh, so we're Issa. Okay. I thought so. Ellie, she called. Daniel? Abel. Abel heard her and answered, I'm here. There was something strange about his voice, something Issa didn't like. What are you doing here? I'm reading of ages past, he said. Do you know where Ellie and Daniel are? She said. I do not, he said. They are missing, she said. They are missing and the Moon Sliver is missing. Do you understand me? Do you understand what this implies? I do, he said. Night will fall in a few hours, and we need to stick together. We can sleep in the same house, mine or yours. We'll keep the fire burning. We'll keep the door locked, and we will pray, Abel. We will pray to the unseen moon for mercy and protection. Are you happy here, Issa? We can't stay in the dark. It thrives in the dark. Are you happy? Yes, I'm happy. Please, Abel. There were tears in his eyes, and he struggled to control his voice. Issa, I know you. I know every inch of you. And I know every corner of your mind. You aren't happy. None of us are happy. Issa didn't respond. I'm staying here. The tears were flowing freely now. I would like it if you stayed with me, Issa. Please stay with me. It will find you, Abel. I let it out, Issa. I destroyed the Moon Sliver. Issa was shocked and silent. Bro, no! Abel, my guy! I burned it yesterday after I talked with Daniel. Her eyes were filled with betrayal, with betrayed, angry tears. What? Abel? No, why? Do you want to be dragged to hell? Do you want us to be dragged there with you? We're already in hell. This island, this horrible, barren, lonely island, this place of sin. This is hell. I saw the blasphemous scraps of paper Jeremiah found, those many years ago. I read them before they were destroyed. Perhaps I was the only one who did, and I did not believe them, but I have lived life since then, and I've seen the truth of their words. Issa could not respond as tears streamed down her face. She just kept walking towards the sound of his voice, the knife clenched in her hand. You did not read the blasphemous scraps, Issa, but I did, and I remember them with incredible clarity. Supernatural clarity, even. Fear not the dark, shadows, or scratches in the night, for the woodland teeth is your salvation. It is your escape. It said this and more, Issa. The woodland teeth is not here to take us to hell. It is here to take us away from hell. She could see him ahead, her flashlight beam cutting through the sickly fog. No, it isn't. And he was sitting in a chair, a book in his lap. As she approached, and she could see that he was crying too. I believe the word of Hector, she said, and I will not go to hell. Please, trust me. Please. I believe the word of Hector, she said again, and she put the knife to her chest. Point first. No, Issa, please don't. Stay with me. Please don't leave me alone. I love you, she spat tearfully. I love you so much. She closed her eyes, then pushed. She remembered where the heart was located from one of her father's old books. Abel was too slow to catch her falling body. He knelt beside her and sobbed for some time. He was not a strong young man anymore, but Issa's body was light. He would take her out to the water. She had always loved the water. But then what? Read? Read until it found him? No. He didn't feel like reading anymore. He was ready to be rid of this entire cursed island, books and all. He would simply wander, aimlessly and freely, to take one last look at the island and feel the wind blowing the memories away. And then when night fell, he would return. Oh. And wait. Morning dawned on the empty island, cold and bright and windy. The Moon Sliver. Created by David Szymanski. Sound assets, all of those. Textures, all of those. Engine, Unity 4, free version. Hell yeah. Dedicated to Rachel Szymanski. The end. I'm sorry about butchering your last name. Anyway, that was the Moon Sliver. I hope you all enjoyed. I know I did. And I will see you all again tomorrow. Goodbye. Thank you for your time. If you enjoyed yourself, please like and subscribe.